Then he goes on with the foreword. Does this sound dismal? It isn't. It's the most wonderful life on earth, or so I feel. You see, this domain does not exist by inheriting it. It does not exist by having it shown to oneself. Being shown, listen, being shown that domain does not make any difference. This domain in which a difference can be made comes into existence by its own act. That is to say, one brings forth, bringing forth. One does not discover bringing forth. One is not shown bringing forth. One does not fall into the presence of bringing forth. One does not meditate oneself into bringing forth, or therapize oneself, or train oneself, or any other thing. The only way that that domain becomes available, this domain of taking a stand, not getting into a stance, not taking a position. See, taking a position is like a resolution. Taking a stand is like opening up a possibility. So to take a stand for that it makes a difference. Listen, to take a stand for that it makes a difference does not give evidence that it makes a difference. The stand doesn't stand on evidence. When one takes a stand, that's not like becoming resolute or taking up a position. The stand is not based on evidence. It is not based on feeling. It is not based on revelation. It's based on nothing. It has no legitimacy. It has no justification. It has no right. It has no explanation. It is simply the place where what you've taken the stand on can appear. It becomes the space of the presence of that on which you took the stand. And even its presence will not provide evidence or proof. So I want to get clear that this domain is not like given to you. The society does not turn this over like the society turns that over. You don't get this by being born like you get that. You get this if and only if you create it. You take the stand for it. So, it could be said in this possibility of possibilities that who you are is the taking a stand. That you are the stand you take. Don't try to follow that because it doesn't make any sense following wise. You're interested in the future? I'll tell you about the future. It will look like the past, only different. Because a future brought out of the vicious circle will certainly be different, but it will be a product of the vicious circle. This train will wind up where it's headed. This is the domain of getting out in front of the train and being able to lay track in front of the train. Everything else is just going from the right side to the left side and back again. See, any idiot can walk the path when shown it. But in this domain, there is no path. The path is made by the walking. You're literally out in front of life. Life is happening in your wake. And that takes courage. And it takes openness. And you see, if you hear what I'm saying to you like an answer, what I've said to you hasn't made any difference. Because nothing in this domain is ever going to make a difference. Even if you're inspired, that isn't going to make any difference either. No difference. Oh, it'll be woo for a while. Then I go back into the vicious circle, and you begin to doubt it. And to get it back, you'll have to be trusting, open, trusting. That's hard. But to really master it, you need to be willing to create, to bring forth. You need to be willing to take a stand. But you can't create and you can't bring forth unless you take the stand that you are the stand you take. Unless you create that you can create.